than likely they're not going to review it. More than likely, and Eric Weinstein was right, we are not peers. I don't have the degrees he has. And guess what he doesn't have? He doesn't have an understanding of how the universe works.
You don't think Eric Weinstein
has no understanding of how the universe works because he has rejected the geometry that supports how the universe behaves. He didn't even evaluate the geometry. He did not. And then when I asked him about does an action times an action have a reaction concerning the 1 times 1, he obfuscated. I hate that word. He ran away from it. He kept diverting. And guess what? We are not peers because he doesn't have it. He hasn't invented a new form of flight. He hasn't discovered unlimited midair bonding. He hasn't done any of the things that I've done. He doesn't have any of the patents that I have. Now, whether they want to monetize them or not doesn't change the fact that these things are real. And like I said, if I have to go to China and allow China to now build if I go to DJI, I bet you they won't hesitate a moment to use linchpin. And then the U.S. is unable to use them. And then what happens to it? If I give my energy system to another country, what happens to it? The same energy system that they're trying to squash here. What happens to this place if I do that? Which they're forcing me to do. Do you know that they took away my passport out of the blue? Just took away my passport. First they said my passport, that I had some child support things, and I was like, that's some BS. Took 4 months to argue issues with child support. Then it's like, oh, it's your taxes. It's you owe taxes, so we're going to take away your passport. Why? So I couldn't go to Dubai. Why? So I couldn't go and get this stuff financed. It's all the suppression, and I'm like, okay. So after I'm done here today, when I get home, I'm going to put online the equations necessary to have a thing called unlimited energy, to be able to pull energy directly from the flux, just to say fuck you to the world. I'm going to show them how to pull energy directly from the flux.
Your thoughts when you're listening to him?
Yes, I have to be careful. Eric Weinstein, I consider my peers, right? I respect his intelligence, but I do believe his geometric unity theory is direction.
It's wrong because it should have been finite. He needs a finite space in order for it to work. His fiber bundles don't work. Its entire hop vibration disappears because gauge theory becomes redundant once you introduce linchpin geometry into it. That was one of the things I tried to share with him that he refused to look at. First, I sent him a paper on how the linchpin helped with the hop vibration and how the linchpin could help in gauge theory. And then I had to rewrite the paper and show him how the linchpin makes all of that redundant. He didn't respond. It's sitting there in this thing. He hasn't responded. That's the thing I told you to send over to Brian, because I'm like, let's go to war. Since you're going to call me an idiot, let's go to war. And I want all the papers. Now I want the war to take place through written white papers. So you're not just sitting there talking garbage anymore. Now you have to validate what you're saying because the papers are here. And if you say the wrong thing, I will sue you now. That's the reality of it.
One of the scientists said it was quite jumbled, hard to follow, and quite frankly, grandiose at first glance. A true revolution, whether within string theory or supplanting string theory or replacing string theory, requires extremely abstruse mathematics well beyond the postgraduate level.
Well, tell them to evaluate it now. If they're just going to look at it, now evaluate. Put the math, put the equations in. You could say it's grandiose and evaluate, is the equations, does it actually solve the problem? And if it solves the problem, and that was the whole point of doing the AI. Does it solve the problem? Is there a problem mathematically or with the formulas? No.
You're here. What suggestion would you give him? You have enough, like if he really wanted, if let's just say his claims are real, okay? How should he go about getting this information out?
So he has to be a buy-in from the public, from the physics in community, through that basic principle.
Got to be shepherded in.
Correct. And then
What does that mean?
Come this way, and we'll let you in. But you're going to have to let go of other principles that
Why?
you're talking
Why?
about.
Why is it like that? So it's another. Is your world you're in? Is there also an establishment and an anti-establishment in your world?
Oh, I believe this happened to many different disciplines too. But for me, by general public or by the physicists, the celebrities, or the board members control the I don't believe that's more important than tell the truth and discover the fundamental law of nature that's true to yourself and true to God.
Yeah.
I believe that's the most important. For me, I believe I do discover the fundamental truth. And so we just shared electron. That's the root cause of all physics, classical and modern physics. If an electron is not a negative charged particle, we cannot have empty space and with near the speed of light
There's no such thing
electrons.
as empty space. Everything is filled. Everything is filled. And that's why what I brought with my model, just so that we wouldn't have any confusion. Because they can try and confuse the 1 times 1, even though the calculator will show one thing in comparison. That's why I solved the 3-body problem and put that out there. And I'm asking, and the thing with Saturn, and I'm asking everyone out there, since I'm not given the opportunity to have a true peer review by universities, all you have to do for the rebuilding of the planet Saturn to prove whether gravity is an effect of electricity and whether dark matter and dark energy is real things or not, all you have to do is put into Blender the same thing for rebuilding the planet Saturn. If we're able to rebuild the planet Saturn without gravity, without animation, without dark matter and dark energy, then we've proven that gravity is nothing but an effect of electricity. And I'm asking everyone out there with a blender to do that and post what you put up to show whether or not I proved that gravity is nothing but an effect. But the second thing I want everyone at home to do is please take the 3-body problem that I've put out there and run that through your AI and see if there's a problem. And for the scientists, please compare it. Have the conversations. Please tell me whether this is true or false. If it's wrong, you'll never hear from me again. I'll walk away. But if I'm right, that means that we have a bigger conversation to have. And I put it to the 3-body problem. I stand behind everything we did in the 3-body problem. Examine that and tell me if it's false. I walk away for good. You know, there's a short life in
Why do you think that is? With the creative side?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far, you know? Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know? But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm for heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit, because the man card means everything.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do.
I made an app that makes it look like you're live streaming with tens of thousands of people watching and see how people might treat you differently when they think you're famous. The app uses artificial intelligence to generate comments based on whatever the camera sees and hears.
Do you think she's cute, guys? Yes, they think you're cute, definitely.
Word got out that I was famous and people started filming me. This made the first girl mad and started grabbing on me. Even with a girl on me, people still kept coming up to me asking if they could be in my live stream. This was insane. I then went to a club where the manager saw how many viewers I had on a live stream and invited me to the VIP section. I set my live to 42,000 viewers, and like a wild Charizard, this rare beauty appeared. We then started turning up on the dance floor. I felt like I was in a movie. If you want to experience what it's like to be famous, where everyone wants to be around you, check out my app, Parallel Live.
Charleston, you've been going viral. Let's just get one thing. Just show the Kanye West. What's your opinion on the Kanye West, the DJ Academics picture? I think that was shot number 1, I think, is what that...
I think it was a genius a marketing scheme. I think Kanye is misunderstood.
You do think so?
Yeah, I think
so too. I mean, he's obviously one of the best artists, and I like the DJ Academics actually interviewed him, but he's wearing this just for the same reason that you say some wild stuff, because he knows that this is going to mess with people and set them off, right?
Yeah.
Back when Aiden had you over there, and I forgot the young man that tried to Prime. You said they were playing gay games over there, and Prime ended up getting behind what he did. Yeah, they set him up. What he didn't know was a man, but he was so.
He knew that was a man.
Oh shit! That's all I need to hear. That's all I need.
No, because we had talked about it. That's the same transsexual that he brought to me the second time I met him.
Oh,
and I tell him, remember I said, man, is this the Wi-Fi or something, man? What? Yeah. And then I said, man, what is that? And he said, I'm a man. Wow, man. No, homie. So he knew. See, what done happened is, homie.
fuck you doing in Shenzhen, China? Holy shit, John Wick. You alright? What the fuck you doing in China? Because I'm Chinese, bro. Fucking Keanu Reeves, goddamn. Keanu Reeves. Ain't no way. Show me some. That ain't Keanu. That's Keanu's sleeves. All right, peace out, John. That's John Wick. John Wick. Hold it. John Wick. The fuck you doing in Shenzhen, China? Holy shit, John Wick. You alright? What the fuck you doing in China? Because I'm Chinese, bro. Fucking Keanu Reeves, goddamn. Keanu Reeves. Ain't no way. Show me some. That ain't Keanu. That's Keanu's sleeves. All right, peace out, John Wick. Stay safe in China, bro. I'm Chinese, bro. I'm Chinese. Oh my God, is that John Wick? John Wick. Hold it. John Wick. The fuck you doing in Shenzhen, China? Holy shit, John Wick. You alright? What the fuck you doing in China?